Welcome. I'm Murray, and this spiritual exercise is called Antibiotics of Generosity. You will need a symbol for this exercise. You will need some bread or some rice. I begin. I touch the heart of generosity. I hold the bread or rice. I consider how either is life to so many, and how bread broken or rice shared may be a symbol of generosity. I slowly break the bread in two, or divide the rice into two lots. Feeling, touching, and becoming deeply aware of my sharing actions. I feel the spirit of generosity moving in my hands. I remember a small story of someone who was incredibly generous to me when I was in want and urgent need. If praying alone, I hold that memory. If I'm praying in a group, I share it with them. Feeling touched by the spirit of generosity, I begin to understand how generosity may be multiplied by the Spirit in feasts of healing. I desire the gift of generosity. I prayerfully listen to the text. The day was drawing to a close, and the 12 disciples came to Jesus and said, "Send the crowd away, so that they may go into the surrounding villages and countryside, to lodge and get provisions, for we are here in a deserted place." But Jesus said to them, "You give them something to eat." They said, "We have no more than 5 loaves and 2 fish, unless we are to go and buy food for all these people." For there were about 5,000 men. Taking the 5 loaves and the 2 fish, Jesus looked up to heaven, blessed and broke them, and gave them to the disciples to set before the crowd. All ate and were filled. What was left over was gathered up, 12 baskets of broken pieces. I name all the relationships and situations where I wish to be generous. I name all the relationships and situations where I wish to be generous. I ask the Spirit for the gift of overflowing generosity when I am called to be generous, even if resources are few. I breathe in the spirit of generosity. I imagine and feel the Spirit breathing the gift of generosity into me. I breathe it in deeply, wait, then breathe it out into my relationships and the service of others, and into those who hunger in body and spirit. I repeat as desired, breathing, generous, feeding hungers. I conclude in thanks, considering two questions. Firstly, if possible, how might I make contact and reconnect with the one who was so generous to me? And secondly, to whom and how do I pass on this exercise? Who urgently needs generosity now? Amen.